Classic All-Star Wrestling, featuring the greatest matches in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And now, here is your host, Adam Parsons.
I'm Adam Parsons. Classic All-Star Wrestling. Another great action-packed week yet again for you here. Things are really starting to heat up here at Classic All-Star Wrestling. And just in just a few brief seconds, you're going to know why. The Sheik is back this week. This time he's in Polynesian Pro Wrestling. It was the Mayavias territory in Hawaii. Lars Anderson was the booker there at the time. You're going to get to see a lot of great professional wrestling action. The Sheik against Barry Hart, who for you Canadian wrestling fans will know that that's not a Hart brother, it's actually Ole Olsen. So with the Sheik in the ring, anything that can happen. At this time, he's tagging with Maniac Mark Lewin, Purple Haze, and they're going up against what seemingly seems they're waging war against everyone in Polynesian Pro Wrestling. Don't forget, big main event this week, tag team match, one of the greatest feuds in the late 80s for Continental Wrestling. You'll get to see former NWA World Champion Wildfire Tommy Rich in tag team action. More on that later, but right now, let's go to the
bell for the next match, please.
This crazy goof of sheep. And I hope Barry Hart tears him apart. I hope Barry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
apart.
entering the ring.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy, no question about it. I hope Barry Hart tears him apart.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen,
right now,
first,
come around here, you fool.
his second, Maniac Mark Lewin. For this bout, ladies and gentlemen, from Arabia, the Sheik.
What's that one there? Maniac Mark Lewin.
And his opponent for this soon to enter the ring, ladies and gentlemen, Barry Hart.
I'll tell you, Barry Hart, has been taking his time coming out here, and I don't blame him, because he's got to get his mindset right for this Sheik, and I know, after what they did to his family, what they did to Keith Hart, that he is definitely going to give this guy a beating, like a beating. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! What is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have pandemonium here. Chairs are flying. Wait, Lars Anderson is in the ring. Richie Magnet is in. The Sheik put fire right in front of Barry Hart's face. He's hitting him with the chair. I don't know what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Maniac Mark Lewin entering the ring again at this time. The Sheik is absolutely out of control. Grizzly Smith is now in. Maniac Mark Lewin is now in. I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I could stay on audio here. I don't know if this can continue. It's completely out of control. It's completely out of control. Chairs are flying. Our audio people don't know what to do here. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on here. We've got Lars Anderson after the Sheik. We've got Maniac Mark Lewin here. Grizzly Smith is up here at this time. Lars Anderson has the Sheik over by the chairs and is choking him. I'm speechless. Barry Hart is terribly burned in his face. We got to call the paramedics. We've got to call the paramedics here. I don't know what to say, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to say. Barry Hart severely burned on his face. Back to the dressing room. Ladies and Sonny Ross in the locker room. You just saw it. Barry Hart, extremely burned by the Sheik. We're waiting for the doctors and the paramedics to come in. Come on. No, wait just a moment. Wait a moment. Wait, I want to just get you. You television people are all the same. Every one of you television people are all the same. Every one of you are all the same. All you want is interviews. This and that. Can't you see the guys heard? We're trying to get a doctor here and not do wrestling interviews. What the hell is wrong with you? Get out of here. No interviews. This is not news. This is wrestling. We don't need interviews. You television people are all the same. I'll tell you, if I've seen one of you guys, I've seen you, all of you guys. You're all the same. All the same. All you want is glory. All you want is interviews. No interviews. We need a doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that the paramedics are coming. I want to take a look at the video here of this for just a moment here. Here we have Barry Hart coming into the ring, a young wrestler, a very good wrestler with a bright young career. The Sheik comes over to him. Now look at this. He puts the fire light in his face before he even gets in the match. Before he even gets in there. Now take a look at this. This is not where it ends. This is where it begins. Lars Anderson now coming in to try to aid some assistance. But then we have Maniac Mark Lewin entering the picture. Lars going into the ring with the chair, hits the Sheik over the head. The Sheik runs right into the ref. I mean, look at this. Barry Hart is in terrible shape right now. He's in absolute, the doctors are on their way. The Sheik continues this rampage. He continues with this fire. And I quite frankly don't know. I know the police are on their way. The doctor's on the way right now. The police are on the way in. I know that the paramedics, I want to just see if I could just get the camera. Barry Hart is right down on the couch here. We're waiting for the doctors to come. I know that the wrestlers don't want us being in here. The doctor's on his way in here. He's on his way. The paramedics are on the way. The doctor, now Sam Sampson is in here. Sam, could you come in here and give some aid? Sam, come here for just a moment. You saw what happened here. Now that Barry Hart entered the ring, the Sheik threw the fire on his face. We don't television guy to get him out. I need to see. I didn't see what happened. Is the doctor coming? They're supposed to come. Somebody supposed to come. I suggest we get the doctor in here immediately. He's bleeding profusely. His eye is terribly damaged, and he's in tremendous pain. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been a television commentary for a number of years. I have never seen anything like this in my life.
Well, fans, I told you, things are really starting to heat up here in Classic All-Star Wrestling with the Sheik at the helm. It's hard to tell what might happen. Now we go to a great Australian Rules tag team match. It is Tommy and Johnny Crash Rich, and they're taking on the Nightmares, one of the great feuds in the late 80s in Continental Wrestling. Very unique stipulations. They did hair matches. They did loser wears a chicken suit. They got their hair dyed pink, hairs dyed green. All kinds of weird stipulations happen here, and a lot of great creative storytelling in Continental Championship Wrestling, and it's always great to see one of my personal favorite wrestlers in Wildfire Tommy Rich. Next week, you're going to get to see one of the most important moments in the history of wrestling. It changed wrestling forever. It's the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky and Robert, and they take on Macho Man Randy Savage and Leaping Lanny Poffo. And be on the lookout for what happens in that match. Live at the Mid-South Coliseum, Monday Night Memories. Boy, it sure brings them back for me and a lot of you great classic wrestling fans. All that and more, one place. You can only get it right here. Classic All-Star Wrestling. I'm Adam Parsons, and until next week, so long.
And they may never see the inside of this ring. Brother, did he catch him with a roundhouse right? Another one. And so the Nightmare wreaking vengeance on Johnny Rich and Tommy Rich, and a beautiful retaliation there. A pair sixer outside the ring, but now Tommy Rich gets one of the Nightmares in. Johnny Rich gets the other Nightmare in. And, brother, they are going to Pier 6 City. Irish whips, they catch him. Backdrops, and the Nightmare's in trouble. Both of them missing with elbows that time now as the Nightmares back to their feet. Up and over his man, got him with a good drop kick. And once again, they're outside the ring. And Johnny Rich. Pair of atomic knee drops. Has the Nightmares in trouble. Remember, next week, Tennessee Stud versus the Bullet. And 2 more of the TV tournament matches. And those will continue on into November. And don't forget the dream match. Write in the match that you'd like to see here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Write it in care of this station. And let us know. The match that receives the most votes will be the one you'll see in November. Remember, it's November to remember coming up. Rich catches the Nightmare in the ring while Tommy Rich and the other Nightmare battle it out outside. A 4-way melee going now. High knee lift. Put Wildfire down on the desk. Tommy Wildfire Rich, don't forget to order that poster. And it is the Nightmare ripping across the back of Rich. Meanwhile, Johnny Crash Rich working well on the other Nightmare. Caught him. And Crash catches him. Near fall for Johnny Crash Rich. The Nightmare slips out of the ring once again. The Nightmare's calling for time down on the sideline. That doesn't happen in pro wrestling. You can get 6 timeouts to a game in football, but not in wrestling in the crowd. Taking it up as they want those Nightmares back in the ring. Johnny Rich explodes with a right hand, another right hand, and a third. Nightmare caught again. Ducked to one side, and the Nightmare in trouble. Johnny Rich catches him once again. And so, Crash and Wildfire have got it back together. Tag is made. Tommy Rich moving back into the ring. He ducks under that one, and that time they both caught him, and the Nightmare down. Tommy Rich coming off that top rope, and the Nightmare makes it outside the ring. Nightmares consoling each other, switching partners. That's one thing about them. They're very skillful and very adroit at switching. Bit of consternation going on right now, and they're complaining about the switch of the Nightmares and protesting to the referee. And now Johnny Crash Rich outside the ring as the second Nightmare and Tommy Wildfire Rich exploding on the first Nightmare. Over that top rope. Over that top rope. And it is now Johnny Rich outside the ring. Jams his head into that steel ring post. And it certainly appears that the Nightmare has been lacerated and lacerated badly. He's down, and Rich plants a boot in the middle of his back. A low shot by the Nightmare. Has a chair. Caught Rich with the chair outside the ring. And that may well be. And Johnny Rich caught again low right at the belt line. Tommy Rich coming up very, very slowly now. The Nightmare's tagging up. They've got Johnny in trouble. Ooh. Right to the midsection, and that, of course, is where he has just recovered from some extremely serious injuries. He was on the critical list for 3 days. Instead of a vertical suplex, they're going for that abdominal area where he had extensive surgery after being critically injured. And now you notice the way they continue to punish that abdominal wall. Now they're taunting Tommy Wildfire Rich, and Rich letting that temper fly. Again, after that abdominal wall, and Tommy Wildfire Rich going absolutely berserk outside the ring. Johnny Crash Rich in a lot of trouble here.
10 minutes gone in the match. 10 minutes gone.
There you can see that long incision on the abdominal wall. That's what they've been concentrating on. Johnny Rich explodes one right to the heart of the Nightmare. Rich fires again. Doubles over the Nightmare. Again, the Nightmare's tag up. Johnny Rich tries to make the tag and just barely missed. He explodes with a hard right hand. Catches him with another hard right hand. A third right hand, and the Nightmare in trouble now. A fourth. The tag was made, and Tommy Wildfire Rich is in the ring. Tommy Wildfire Rich moving like a perpetual motion machine now. Now Johnny Rich is in there. We've got a four-way melee going on. Referee now calling for the bell. And nothing has been settled, that's for sure. Nothing has been settled. Rich catches him once again. Johnny Rich explodes with another hard right hand to the head of the Nightmare. Rich catches him again. The Nightmares, as they say, in a world of hurt. Brutal battle between these four. And obviously, it's not the belts. It's pride. It's family pride that's at stake here. The Riches feel that they have been tremendously maligned by the Nightmares. They don't want to get revenge. They just want to get even. Caught him in the abdominal stretch. And it's Tommy Rich and Johnny Rich. Standing guillotines on the Nightmare. Broke it up. Good counter move by the Nightmare. Rich hurdled over that top rope. The referee calling for the bell. The referee calling for the bell. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The Nightmare with a leather belt. The Nightmare with a leather belt. And boy, you talk about humiliation. That's it. Look at this. Tommy Wildfire Rich with a belt. And it's Humiliation City here. Those leather belts taking their toll now. That's like beating a cur dog. And the Nightmares decide to leave the ring area. The Nightmares.